in news, we have a lot of note takers in the room. Um, just about as many as we do people. And I started using Hoop, and Hoop actually installs on my desktop, so it doesn't have to pop into meetings, which is kind of cool. There is one Hoop in here too with Emma's, so I know she doesn't have the desktop version installed yet. So you can have a note taker run in the background without it being in the meeting with you. Um, which is something we're testing out. And we like to test out different note takers and different things to manage inboxes. And so you'll see, you will see various things pop up in here. All right, news this week. We have been having a lot of conversations and people ask a lot of questions about how is AI affecting search? And we have a little summary of what you should be paying attention to in the newsletter when it comes to search and AI. And, there's sort of a shift from keywords to conversations, and it depends on how you've been viewing and how you've been treating your SEO in the past. Because when Siri came on, and then all of the other voice agents, if you will, like all our little helpers on all our devices, um, experts were saying it would really change search from keywords to conversations. And so everything on your site needed to be conversational. And they're saying it again with AI because people are having conversations with AI. Um, and if you've been having conversations with Siri or anything, and your site is intuitive and conversational, you may not need to do anything on there that's different. But if you were just strictly keyword focused and not conversationally focused, you may want to make some adjustments. And then there are all the O's. There's answer engine optimization, generative engine optimization, and large language model optimization. And these are all of the AI driven search result type of platforms. And they still right now rely heavily on Google ranking and the other search engines like Bing, because Bing produces its own AI search results and so does Google. So how are they getting those results? Traditional SEO. And there are some things that you can do to make your site more AI friendly if you, and it's still the traditional things. And you need to make sure you have really good meta titles, descriptions, tags, all of that. It's more important than ever. And also having your images named appropriately and having alt text on your images, all of those things so that AI, because AI can go in and grab all of those as references of who they should recommend. And what you should do today, audit your content and identify the gaps where where you might want to address user questions directly and conversationally. There's a lot of opportunity for new content in your blog posts if you can identify some of those gaps. And making more robust FAQs and even turning FAQs into conversational type blog posts. Use structured data formats such as schema markup. Schema markup is a big one for AI so that it can easily index your website and your services or product offerings. And you want to make sure that you have authoritative and trustworthy content that always has an author. Every web page should have an author. All of your content should have an author so that it can attribute it back to a human with, that is in existence, instead of having a lot of people will anonymize their company blog posts. But if you have it tied to a human, so if Ben is the author of all the blog posts, then it's going to be better for Phoenix than if there is no author listed on a blog post. And even web pages, landing pages should all have authors that are real humans. And also explore different tools. specific for your industry so that you can stay ahead of your competitors and be in alignment with the latest trends from an execution standpoint, but also the trends that people are talking about. We use an SEO tool and we'll look at what people are talking about on Google as the normal traditional SEO, but then we also look at social networks and see what keywords people are talking about on the different socials. And Answer the Public is a really good tool for that. It will tell you the trending keywords on all the social networks as well, because sometimes it's not the same as your normal SEO content. And so you want to show up in searches in all the places. And just check the trends on the social networks against what your, traditional SEO keywords are. And likely you'll find some gaps and you'll be able to expand the content on your website and make it searchable by AI. There's a really cool thing that Android is doing. They have a scam detection that's being rolled out in their phones, and it's through Google Messages, and they are aiming to try to protect you from all those scam texts. I don't know if any of you have gotten those lately, but they seem to come in batches where people are just saying hello or hi, I'm going to meet you and Bob on hole 9 at the golf course. And then you start to talk to them, and then it turns into a scam. And so Google on their Android phones is working on a scam detection so that it stops the conversations and alerts people that it's suspicious conversation and activity, because they get all the information from all the devices that are having these kind of conversations. And text scams are really, really common right now. WhatsApp scams are too. And they also are doing something that they are adding for Pixel users is multi-camera streaming, which I think is going to be really interesting. And I'm curious how it will pull it off. But they're upping their game. There are a lot of advanced features. So if you have Android, pay attention to some of the updates that are coming out there. It's going to be hopefully meaningful and also fun. And then there's a story about fairies, which it's a startup, and they're bringing hotel style housekeeping to rental buildings via their AI. And their AI analyzes the spaces, and our building has 200 units and they're close to the same. Like there's 2 different layouts pretty much in this building. And so AI could come in and give you quotes on everything, because most of the units are same size, same number of bathrooms and bedrooms, all of that. And then you would have a robot go in and clean. Ideally, this is, getting out there in the future a little bit, but they're having first the AI that analyzes and comes up with the custom cleaning plans. And then, next step would be to have robots help with those chores. And so you could, in theory, in the future, we're going to have a robot that would be living in our building, maybe a couple of them, that would be able to go out into the units and clean them, which I would love so much. I already have my Roomba. Yeah, Andrea says she'll volunteer to beta test. I absolutely would too. I think our building would be perfect for it. That would be pretty fun. And we're always looking for these. I mean, who would not want to have AI and robots cleaning your house? Like, yes, it can do some of our work, but to help out and do the laundry and all of those things, that's going to be next level for all of us, and making our days flow more smoothly and be more enjoyable. And then
Until something goes wrong, and then they go for the knives in the kitchen and run after you.
I know I worked from home, my robot's just throwing knives at me.
Yeah.
I'll finally be able to say I'm folding laundry right, according to my wife. So
I know we have different styles of laundry folding in our household as well. And then we talked about, we summed up our notes from the lab last week and the 4D process: define, develop, deploy, define, design, develop, deploy. There's a little summary of that and link to the custom GPT that I built for it. Also links to Jasper and some of the other tools and the replay. That's in the newsletter this week. And then we also talk about some of the automations and integrations with the OS CRM.